Alright folks, so today I want to show you how easy it is to get set up with a database that you can use for playing around with some data and doing some data science on. Now there are many different ways you could approach this, but I think what we want to do is just get started as soon as possible and not have to wait around. So we don't want to go messing around with downloading software and installing it and then configuring it and all that nonsense. We just want to use a service, and a cloud-based service is a really good option for this. So one of the best modern databases out there is MongoDB. It's great for developer agility and getting productive really quickly, and they have an excellent cloud service called MongoDB Atlas. So that's what we're going to use today. So I just want to go over to mongodb.com and we will get started for free. Click the big green button there, and this is going to take us straight to the form that we can fill in to register for an account. So I'm just going to say, give it my email address, give it a name, and a password. Click the terms and conditions button, and boom, that's it. That's all it takes. Now it's going to set this up. It'll be a few minutes or a few seconds. And there we are. So this is the create new cluster page. And you can see here what we're talking about is a cloud-based database. And we can choose whichever cloud we want. If you're already running stuff in Azure, you could select Azure here or GCP. But we're going to go with AWS today, I think. And these are the three main cloud providers. Now we can choose any region out of any of these that we want to deploy the database into, but we'll look out for these blue banners on the different regions, because these are the free tiers. So I'm in London at the moment, so I'm going to go with Frankfurt because that's a European data center and or cloud region, and it's got the free tier available, so we're going to go with that. Now in terms of the cluster size, we can choose whatever cluster size we want. But we want the free tier, which is M0. So I'm going to click on that one, and I'm going to give the cluster a name. I'm just going to call it Gym Test DB. And then I'm going to hit Create Cluster button. Fingers crossed I'm not a robot. Yes, cool. And it's off, and that's it. And it's now going to go and provision me a database, and in sort of 4 minutes or so, it's going to be ready. So come back in 4 minutes and we'll see what we can do with it. And we're back in the room. Look at that. It's already built. Excellent. That took no time at all. So we have a real live database here. It's built out in AWS Frankfurt, as you can see here. It's an M0, which is the free tier. And it's almost ready to go. So the database exists, but there's a couple of security things that we need to do first. Because MongoDB Atlas is secure by default, it means that we have to kind of open some stuff up if we want to connect to it. So the first thing we want to do is to create a user which we can connect to the database with. So I've gone over to the users tab, and I'm going to hit add new user. And for this I'm going to create an Atlas admin user. And I'm going to call them Jim, and I'm going to give myself a password. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to add user. Right, so that is now just deploying that change. Whilst that is going on, the other thing that we have to do is to add an entry to the IP whitelist. So this is this is telling the database we're okay to connect from this address, but not from anywhere else in the world. Okay, so it's secure. And the best way of doing this is just add IP whitelist and press the add current IP address, and that will automatically detect what your address is that you're connecting to from the internet and add that in. So we can confirm that, and it's giving me a warning saying you'll only be able to connect your cluster from the following list of IP addresses, and that's the one that we're currently connecting from. So that's great. That's pending at the moment, but other than that, we are ready to go. There we go. It's all done. So if we go back to overview now, the database is ready to use. I can hit connect, and I can go to the choose the connection method, so I could connect using the MongoDB shell. If I'm writing an application in, say, Java, Python, Ruby, or any of the other languages like Go or .NET or anything like that, I can just connect using the driver. Or alternatively, if I wanted to use something like MongoDB Compass, which is a great tool for just visualizing what's inside the database, I can click here, get a connection string, and we're off. So that's it basically. Database is ready to use. Go knock yourselves out, guys. It's completely free. And we're going to be using this throughout the channel when we're talking about different projects that you can do with data. So if you find that useful, press the thumbs up or subscribe to the channel and get notified of new content. Awesome. See you later.